Hello. If you are watching this right now, it can only mean that you've enrolled in an online history course in Collin College. My name is Professor Ryan Pettengill, and I will be your instructor for the semester. Some of you may have already done this, but if you have not, why don't you go ahead and put me on pause and download a copy of the syllabus. Now, to do that, what you're going to need to do is log into Blackboard. And there's two ways that you can do it. You can either click Start here, and you'll see a copy of the course syllabus that can be downloaded in PDF format. Or you can go on the left-hand side of the page where it says Information. Click that, and you will see course syllabus is near the top of the page. Either way, download it and meet me back here in just a few seconds. What I'm going to be doing in this video segment is talking to you about the guidelines, expectations, and requirements for this course. Now, one of the most important things in an online course is going to be communication, and the best way to get a hold of me is through email. The email address that you see listed on page 3 of the syllabus, the third page from the top, that would be the easiest way to get a hold of me. If you needed to call me, you can call, you can leave a message. If you do leave a message, please be mindful that I'm probably going to return your call via email. It's just a little easier on my end. I do hold office hours on Collins campus. I hold them on Thursday afternoons from 4:45 to 6:45, and that would be in the F building, Founders, 243. Okay, so Founders 243, 5:45 to 6:45, you can plan on me being there. If those times are not going to work for you, please let me know, and I would be glad to work around your schedule. Okay. The next thing I'd like to do is talk to you about the required reading list. The good thing about this class is there are books that you need, and then there are books that are essentially optional. I want to talk about the one that's optional. The one that's optional is a book called America's History by James Henretta. A textbook is always a great thing to have in an online class. It's concrete, you can take it with you, you can always refer back to it. The problem with textbooks, one of the many problems with textbooks, is that they're expensive, and this book is expensive. If you want it and you don't mind paying whatever they're charging for over there at Collins Bookstore, then by all means buy it. But I like to think of myself as your textbook for this class. The way that you will go ahead and, many of you I assume, draw information out of this class is by following my lectures. Now you can follow my lectures if you go back to Blackboard, go down to Content and click Content. Okay. In content, you're going to see three things. One is this video that's welcoming you to the course, and right underneath that, you're also going to see video lectures and PowerPoints. If you click on the video lectures, what you're going to see here is 3 units. There will be 3 units for this class, and if you open up Unit 1, you're going to see a list of lectures 1 to 15. These are the first 15 lectures that I would give you if we were meeting face-to-face. Now, these lectures are essentially the same as your readings, at least on a textbook level. It's my impressions of history in this particular time for this particular topic, but they are very similar to what you would read if you were to read the chapters. Now, that being said, if you want to watch my lectures and read the chapters at the same time, then more power to you. But what I'm really trying to get at here is if you don't want to buy a copy of the textbook, I don't think that you have to, okay? There are corresponding PowerPoints that come along with this. If you go back to Content, you'll note that the bottom folder is a PowerPoint presentations folder, and again, it's got 3 units. So if you want to watch the first one, Empires of Native North America, then you can have the corresponding PowerPoint with that, and you would just go ahead and sync it up, Empires of Native America, and you can download that right from that site. Okay? Now, the book that you absolutely do have to have would be the Documents for America's History text, which is written by a guy named Melvin Yazawa. Okay? The reason that this is so important is both your papers and your quizzes are going to draw directly from this text. So if you don't have a copy of that right now, then you should get one. And I believe it also comes in e-format. You can buy an e-copy of the book, and that way you don't have to lug it around. I know a lot of you are working, are traveling, and therefore it might not be the best thing for me to require a heavy textbook for you to lug along with you on your business trip. So I'm hopeful that this makes the class a little more portable. Anyway, another book that you're going to want to buy very soon, if you don't have it already, would be Frederick Douglass's My Bondage and My Freedom. Now, you might not know it, but you already have a copy of this. I've uploaded a copy for you online. If you open up the information tab, you will see a folder that's called Online Texts. Open up Online Texts. You'll see a copy of My Bondage, My Freedom, and you'll see a folder from Sam Patch, the Famous Jumper, which is the other book that you'll need for this class. You'll need it a few weeks from right now, but anyway, you need it. You have access to these things right now. If you don't mind reading a book online with a cell phone or with a tablet, or maybe in front of your computer, then you don't have to buy either one of these books. Now, that being said, neither one of the books are all that expensive. You can probably find them not only at the bookstore, but also in Barnes & Noble. You can find them at half price. You can find them all around town. And it really doesn't matter to me what edition, what copy, what the cover of your book looks like, so long as that you get a copy of that book. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave a lot of the syllabus essentially up to you when it comes to reading it and familiarizing yourself with it. What I'd like to do right now is to talk to you a little bit about how you get the grade that you want in this class. One of the best things that you can do, first of all, scroll down to page 6. That's the beginning of method of evaluation. One of the best things that you can do is participate in the discussion forum. Okay? Each week in this class, you're going to be responsible for answering at least one discussion forum. This is going to be worth 15% of your cumulative grade. And so therefore, what you're going to need to do is go onto Blackboard, and you're going to want to click Discussions. It's right underneath Content, where the video lectures were. When you open up Discussions, you're going to see a list of discussion forums, and what you're going to want to do is click, for example, for this week, you're going to need to complete Discussion Forum 1. You're going to want to open up Discussion Forum 1, and you're going to want to start a new thread. Now, if I was having this class lecture face-to-face, I would ask questions, you would answer these questions, and then I would ask your classmates, what do you think about Bill's suggestion over here? What do you think about Jane's observation over there? And we would have more or less a learning community. Obviously, I can't do that in an online format, but I can do the next best thing. I'm very hopeful that maybe not every week, but most weeks you are going to engage somebody else's opinion. You're going to click on their link, or their thread, and you're going to throw in your 2 cents. Well, I agree with you here, but over here I kind of disagree. Okay? So anyway, participation in these discussion forums is mandatory, and each week, by the end of the week, which, by the way, the end of our weeks will be Friday at 11:59 p.m., you're going to be responsible for producing at least one discussion forum. Now, the next requirement would be your quizzes. Now, just like discussions, you can access your quizzes online by going down to the quiz tab and clicking it. Okay? When you open the quizzes, you will see quizzes 1 through 5 that are all ready to go. I guess if you wanted to, tomorrow you could complete quizzes 1 through 5. I wouldn't really recommend it, but you could if you wanted to. And the way that you complete these quizzes by clicking on them. So click on quiz 1, for example. And what you're going to be able to do is upload your answer in a variety of different ways. You can click the Write Your Submissions box, and what that's going to do is open up a box for you to type up your answer to the quiz 1, and I'll be able to see it afterwards. You can also attach a Word doc or any kind of other doc for that matter, and I would be able to see that. In any case, I just need you to get to those quizzes by the due dates that are specified in the syllabus. I'll talk about that in just a little bit later. But at any rate, after the due dates pass, the quizzes essentially turn into 0. So please be mindful of the due dates of the quizzes. The next requirement would be your papers. You're going to see 2 papers, each of which are going to be worth 10 percentage points of your cumulative grade. And I've posted the question prompts in Blackboard. You can have access to them right now if you want to. If you look underneath quizzes, you'll see a tab called Paper Assignments. Open up Paper Assignments, and what you're going to see are the guidelines. You're going to be able to see what the question is and what might be useful when it comes to consideration. You are also going to see a couple folders called Paper Resources. There's one for Paper 1 and one for Paper 2. If you open up those resources, what you're going to see are 4 links that are designed to get you thinking about the central question. They're designed to get you to consider various passages in Frederick Douglass or in Sam Patch, and they're really hoping to move your brain in the direction of really engaging that central question and doing what is so essential in a history class, thinking critically about a particular issue. Okay? So that would be your paper assignments. Now outside of that, you've got 1 midterm exam and you've got 1 final exam. Each of these exams are going to be worth 25 percentage points of your cumulative grade. The exams themselves are going to consist of a combination of multiple choice questions, short written questions, and 1 long written question, 1 long essay question. Now underneath paper assignments, you'll see a tab called Exams. If you'll open it up, what you're going to find inside that tab is that I've already uploaded the review guides for both the midterm and the final exam. If you study those terms, then that's going to help you prepare for the multiple choice questions. If you study those short answer responses, that's going to help you prepare for the short written part of the exam. The long essay questions, those are verbatim exactly what you will see when the exam rolls around. Okay? So my point in telling you this is the exams are essentially what you make of them. You've got all the resources that you could want right now on day 1 of the class, and it's up to you to really make some use of them. Okay? Now, in addition to the review guides, I've also uploaded a video link that will help you break down exactly what I'm after and what I'm looking for in the long answer essay questions for both the midterm and the final exam. Okay? That's the class in a nutshell. You'll see the grading scale at the top of page 8. Please understand I do not grade on a curve. What you score at the end of the semester is what you're going to end up with on your transcripts. Now that being said, if I've got a person with a 79.555559, am I a real mean person and just give them a C because technically a 79 translates into a C? No, typically I'll round up. I just need you to be aware that a 79.5 is not going to translate into an A. Please don't employ the grenade strategy, which is close enough is good enough in a class like this. There's also a little bit on late work policies. There are no late quizzes accepted, as I've already mentioned. Same thing goes for the discussion forums. Once those dates pass, they turn into zeros. Okay? There is a late paper policy. For every day the paper is late, the paper is penalized 2.5 points. Okay? Now, another really important part of the syllabus is the bottom of page 8. What you're going to find is a course calendar. And what this is going to do is it's going to break down exactly what we'll be talking about in this particular week. And it'll also point out what you need to do. For example, this week you've got a couple video lectures to watch. You've got a chapter of both the Henrietta book and the Documents for America's History book to read. And you've got a quiz, at least 1 quiz and at least 1 discussion forum. Okay? Now, the due dates are very clearly specified in the syllabus, so please, please be mindful of these due dates. I mean, you can pretty much bank on every week at least something is going to be due in this class. So the due dates are what they are, and it's important that you refer back to the syllabus regularly so that you can stay on top of everything when it comes to the requirements. Okay? Now, I would like you to scroll down past the course calendar and move to the back of the syllabus that talks about the technical support and talks about the security statement. I'm going to allow you to read most of that on your own, But the one thing that I do want to emphasize is academic honesty, academic dishonesty. Essentially what I'm talking about is plagiarism, and I want us to be very clear about what I mean here. If you are curious of what Collin College defines as academic dishonesty, you can go to the Collin Student Handbook, which you should have received, or there are various links on the college's website that will point out exactly what that is. I've got an exercise that is located in the content section that will essentially incentivize you to understand exactly what consists of plagiarism. It's through the University of Indiana's Writing Center, and if you complete it, I will grant you 1 percentage point of extra credit. It won't count against you if you choose not to, but it's going to do two things. One, it's going to help your bottom line in this class, and two, it's also going to really familiarize you with exactly how you can avoid committing plagiarism. Now, what happens if you commit plagiarism is at the very least, you are going to fail the paper, the quiz, the discussion forum, whatever it was that you plagiarized. At the very most, what's going to happen is you will fail the course and could end up being put on academic suspension. This is not a threat. I'm not trying to sound mean or anything like that. I just want us to be very much be on the same page in terms of the expectations in a course like this. For right now, that's all I've got. If you've got individual questions, if there's anything that I mentioned that did not make any sense, please be sure to let me know. The sooner I know, the more time I have to address these issues. For the time being, I'm very much looking forward to a productive semester with you. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Hopefully your eyeglasses, if you wear them, are polished and your pencils have been sharpened and you're ready to hit the ground running. That's all for right now. Please look for future updates in the not-so-distant future.